Hey, listen, if you getting ready to go to basic military training, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. I did this video about a couple weeks ago, and the comments I be getting, I'ma just say the BMT that I went to, y'all are not getting. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's good for the people that's like really nervous about basic military training, but it's bad because it's like now it's like a cakewalk. All the things that I described or shared in that other video, that's not the case these days. In my opinion, that kind of hinders you because I had a lot of adversity, because that's what boot camp is for, just to see how you react with adversity. But if they gonna baby y'all through boot camp, they just send y'all up for failure in the operational side of the Air Force. That's just my opinion. And I ain't gonna lie, when I was leaving the military in 2018, like the new airman that was coming in, soft as hell. Soft as hell. And how do you become soft as hell? You become soft as hell at boot camp. I ain't never seen so many men in their feelings about things not going their way in the operational side of the Air Force. So like I said, if you're getting ready to go to boot camp, you have nothing to worry about. It's like I would go how I am today, with me not preparing, nothing, and I'll be just fine. That's how sweet it is now, apparently. Hey, so when it comes to picking jobs in the Air Force, well, the military in general, I know I said previously that Phoenix Raven is the best job in the Air Force, but Phoenix Raven is a job that's within security forces. So I know some of y'all want to be Ravens or interested in Ravens, but you have to be security forces. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to risk being security forces, try to get Raven, and you don't get it, and now you mad at me. So I would say go with what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about every job in the Air Force or military. I just know about Phoenix Raven. I know about security forces. You know what I'm saying? I was just sharing my opinion. Do your research on these jobs. You know what I mean? Also, go with what you're good at. Go with what you're passionate about, and get a job that's that would translate good in the civilian world for when you separate the military. Now, to be honest, I was a lazy airman. I won't go say lazy. I just didn't overextend myself. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go with that. So if I didn't go security forces, I would have went something that was easy, like chaplain's assistant or services, something like that. So if y'all got security forces questions, Phoenix Raven questions, I got all the answers. But when it comes to other jobs, I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It didn't really hit that I was in the military until I got to my first duty station. I mean, boot camp and tech school is a small wake-up call, but when you get to your first base, that's when it hit for me, like, damn, tomorrow I actually go to work for the United States Air Force. Because I am born and raised in Houston, Texas, and all I know is Texas. So my basic and tech school was in Texas. So I was chilling through basic and tech school, but when they shipped me to Dover, Delaware on the East Coast, I was like, oh no, this is for real. So after tech school, I had drove to Delaware, right? So I could have me a car, so I had to buy one. So when I got there and I had unpacked my car and got in my dorm, that's when all the homesickness and nervousness hit. I was like, nah, bro, this ain't it. I don't know nobody. People don't know me. I don't know where the women at. I got to start over. It was just, I wasn't fucking with it, bro. Did anybody else feel like that, or was it just me? Let me know in the comments. Bro, I'm about to give y'all the ultimate gem. One thing you should do when you join the military, start a YouTube channel. That's one thing I regret about my military career, is not starting YouTube sooner than what I did. Now listen, hear me out. There is an audience for military videos, military vlogs. Because just like y'all watching me, telling y'all, giving y'all information about the military, millions of people will do the same thing for you. And then you will have more updated information. Me, I'm talking about information from 2012 to 2018. So you got the advantage. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, my vlogs would have been so lit. From traveling over the world, from the house parties, from the bullshit in the military. Bro, it would have been crazy. Well, Pap, I'm camera shy. I don't know how to. You better figure it out. Because you missing out on so many views, brand deals, partnerships, events with like base commanders and shit. Like if you do your your YouTube channel the right way, you gonna get noticed. I don't know if y'all know who Bully Juice is, but Bully Juice, he was in the Air Force. And you know, I started watching him later on as he was getting ready to get the military, but his background was military. And I think that man's sitting at 5 million subscribers. I'm trying to tell you, bro, listen to me now. And this how you do it. I'm gonna give y'all the blueprint right now. Your first few videos can be documenting you joining the military. And then once that's done, you gonna swear in all that, let your people know I'll be gone for 2 months and I'm gonna come back with update videos and blah, blah, blah. Now, while you're in boot camp, you need to be documenting everything that happens within those 8 weeks and share your experience. That's 8 videos right there. And then you talk about tech school. Like, you get what I'm saying? So what you're doing is you're creating engaging content about a subject that everybody's interested in, which is the military. And you just keep building on that. I just gave y'all the foundation. So put the house on that motherfucker. Now, I'm not saying this gonna be easy, because it's not. Because you gonna not get views, and then all of a sudden one video gonna pop off, and that's all you need. Man, y'all better listen to me. Thank me later. Bro, it's one thing that a security forces member working the gate hates to hear. Stay warm, stay dry, stay cool, bitch. And then some people like get a kick out of it. They think it's funny because they see our facial expressions when you say that. And it's like, you know what? You want to play games? Let's play games. So since you decided to be funny, let me see your ID. And I need you to drive back around and go to that gate shack over there. And you have been selected for a random vehicle search. They be like, but I got to get back to a meeting, blah, blah, blah. That ain't my problem. You've been selected for a random vehicle search. And it looked like the patrolman not even over there yet. So you got to wait for him to come over here and then allow him to search your vehicle. Bro, I used to get a kick out of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because don't do that. You being funny. And since you want to be funny, let me go and inconvenience you real quick. Another thing I would do is I would take my time scanning the ID, and I would just blame it on like the scanner. Whole time, the ID been scanned. I just want to keep you here for a little bit. To my security forces members, tell me I'm lying. Let me know in the comments. If you're somebody that's getting ready to get out of the military, let me tell you a few things. The grass is greener on the other side. Don't let people that's still in the military try to tell you otherwise. The people that's telling you it's not greener on this side is somebody that's either had it real good in the military or they're not taking advantage of their full veteran benefits. Number 2, trying to get 100% VA disability is not hard, bro. Is it an overnight process? Hell no, but it's not hard. All you have to do is have your medical paperwork and all your claims together and go to all your appointments and you're gonna be straight, bro. Number 3, veterans low-key receive the same benefits as active duty. Now, this is dependent on your state, so make sure you check your VA website to see what's going on. The beautiful thing about separating from the military is that you can move just about anywhere. You can move anywhere or you can stay where you at. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man, I thought about staying in Delaware, but I was like, bro, it's Delaware. I didn't really like it while I was in the military, so I'm probably not gonna like it as a civilian, so I'm going back to Texas. But at the same time, I felt so much at peace in Delaware, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's not as hectic as Texas, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense. There are also a lot of opportunities outside of the military. You know what I'm saying? Let the military be your foot in the door, because a lot of these people, these jobs, these companies, they prefer military people because they know where we come from. They know we got structure. They know we ain't hard to train. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. The first couple years of separation, it's tough, man. It is not easy because you have to mentally adjust. You got to physically adjust, financially adjust, emotionally adjust. Like, it ain't sweet at all. I ain't gonna tell you that it is. It's not. Because you're going from like structure to freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like your first day at home, you can be like, damn, I ain't gotta get up and go to PT this morning. You know what I'm saying? It just shit like that. But you will adjust. So give yourself grace, take your time and keep pushing. Like, it's okay to be scared about separating from military. That's a big decision to make. You know what I'm saying? So do your due diligence. If it's cool for you to Well, if it makes sense for you to stay in, stay in. But if not, get on out. You would rarely find a veteran that would prefer the military life over the civilian life. Like, I can have a full beard. Well, you can have a full beard in the military now, but when I was in, man, hell no. But I can have a full beard. I can smoke weed if I wanted to. Like, it's just cool on this side. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to worry about deployments, no unnecessary time away from your family, random meetings, just a lot of dumb shit that comes with the military. You ain't got to worry about that no more. You know what I'm saying? And the veteran to veteran love, that shit is real. Like, that shit is dope. Like, you're not going to be the only person that feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Let that veteran to veteran connection help y'all in y'all transition. Look, man, go to therapy as well. Like, the VA is free. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking to a veteran as well. You ain't just talking to any old therapist. Like, you're talking to somebody that's been in our shoes. And I promise it helps, bro. Like, I be feeling good after leaving therapy. Because post-separation depression is a real thing. And it'll help you find yourself again. Because you're coming back a totally different person from the military. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, man, the people in the civilian world, they a little soft, man. They a little tender, so you gotta be patient with them. So if you're a veteran, you got any more tips to help the upcoming veterans, drop in the comments. Hey, so I know it's a few of y'all that's getting ready to head to Air Force basic military training. And I want to tell you one thing you should not do. Now, if you told your recruiter you ain't never did anything bad or negative, such as, let's just say, you did drugs or something. If you told your recruiter you ain't never did drugs, you done swore in, you got your date, and you get ready to go, don't get up to Lackland and start running your mouth. Listen, basic military training, again, is all about mind games. So it's going to become a time where your TI is going to try to guilt trip y'all into talking about what y'all did in your past. Don't say nothing, because once you say something, it's gonna be that TI job to get you sent home. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what week it is. They don't care if it's the day of graduation. If they find something out, your ass going home. This is the only time you need to maintain that lie. Okay? So if you know deep down inside your body that you told your recruiter you ain't never did anything bad, keep that lie going. Keep it going. Also, I know some of y'all are getting ready to go this month or in June. Listen, if you ain't never been to Texas, it's hot. So you finna be doing a whole lot of marching and PTing outside. Wear some goddamn deodorant. Do not be the musty boy or girl in boot camp, because you will get talked about. There's no valid excuse to why you stink, why you musty, why you don't wear deodorant. There's no excuse. Well, I got skin condition. You better figure it out, because nobody wants to be the musty person in boot camp, bro. Because if I was in your flight, I'm telling you every day you stink like a hoe for 8 weeks. So to recap, first thing I said, keep everything alive. Don't run your mouth. And second thing, wear some deodorant, bro. And y'all gonna be straight. Hey, look, so somebody asked me how it is when you're in basic military training in the Air Force during a holiday, which is a very good question, because some people are getting ready to go, some holidays are coming up, and they need to know how to prepare themselves. I spent 3 holidays in boot camp. I did Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Now, typically on holidays, they don't really bother you like that, you know what I'm saying, because they know it's a holiday. And then your TIs are people too. They got families too. So just like they don't want to train, they don't want to be training you. So it's really like an easy day. Now, I don't remember what we did for Christmas and New Year's, but on Thanksgiving, at the time, they was doing it to where families can adopt you for a day, and you can spend a day with them and eat with them and all that. So this lieutenant colonel, he picked me and one of my roommates up from boot camp, and we chilled at his house for the day. Got to watch football. He gave us iPads to talk to our family and stuff. It was cool. Now, I'm not saying they do that today, but that was my experience. Also, your meals for the day is gonna be geared towards the holiday. So if it's Thanksgiving, you're gonna get turkey and ham and all that other good stuff. But yeah, for training and shit, it's gonna be a smooth day. Listen, so there's been a debate about what's the best job in the Air Force. And I told people that Phoenix Raven is the best job. And here's why. What's one of the things your recruiter promises you when you sign up for the Air Force? You get to travel and see the world, right? So not only did I get to travel and see the world, I got paid to do it. Let me break it down to you. Let's just say you're going on a 5-day mission, right? And the first stop is from your base to Spain, then Spain to Germany, then Germany to Iraq, Iraq back to Germany, and Germany back to Spain and back home, right? And within that 5-day trip, you're probably working 1 day for 30 minutes, depending on where you're going in Iraq and what you got to deliver. They have this thing called per diem when you go on these trips. So you get paid to touch down in Spain, Germany, Iraq, Spain again, Germany again, and back home. So I got paid $1,000 to do 30 minutes of work, and I got to see the world as well. Like, can't no other job compare outside of like the aircrew job, which is like a pilot, crew chief, load master. Can't no other job compare. And I'm gonna give y'all another gem about Phoenix Raven. I spent more time partying than working as a Raven. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to 5 of the 7 continents. The only 2 I didn't get to hit was Antarctica and Australia. And I know a lot of y'all was saying about how jobs translate into, you know what I'm saying, the civilian world. As a Raven, I can get any law enforcement job that I want. I can get any security job that I want. A high security detail job at that. And I've been out the military since 2018. So 6 years, and I can still go get one of those high-paying law enforcement jobs, security jobs, if I wanted to. Or I could be an air marshal. But let's go back to the pay, because I don't think y'all really understand me. So that 5-day trip, you only worked 30 minutes and you made $1,000, right? Since you touched down in Iraq, Iraq is considered tax-free. So my base pay from the Air Force is finna be tax-free. You know what I'm saying? So I was an E4 and I was making as much as an E7 and E8 at 23, 24. So I don't know what job offers that type of money like that in the Air Force. And then, bro, the day-to-day, like when you not flying, bro. So look, we would get to the office around 7:38. That's to like check in or whatever. After we check in, we go to gym to work out for however long you want to work out. And then you come back to work from 12:30 to 4 o'clock. What other job in the Air Force has that work schedule, bro? Tell me. So you get to travel the world. You get paid to travel the world. The work ain't hard. And then when you back at home, the office life is sweet. You barely work. Let me know in the comments what other job is better than Phoenix Raven. All right, y'all. Let's talk about how to become a Phoenix Raven in the Air Force. I've been getting a lot of DMs talking about what ASVAB I need to get Raven and this and that. So let me go ahead and break it down to you. So Phoenix Raven is not its own separate job. Phoenix Raven is a side job that's within the security forces career field in the Air Force. And just because you get security forces don't necessarily mean you can get Raven, because Raven is only at 6 bases. That's Dover, that's McGuire, that's Travis, McCord, Charleston, and MacDill. That's 6 bases. I think Scott Air Force Base too. So you have to be 1 security forces and 2 at one of those 6 bases. If you're not at one of those 6 bases, you can't become a Raven, bro. So let's just say you're at one of those 6 bases, right? And you want to become a Raven. This is how it goes. So when you first get to your first base as a new airman, you're going to be on flight for 6 months to a year in order to get the job knowledge and QC. So when you get to your first base, you are a security forces apprentice, I believe. And you want to be on flight for 6 months to a year. And then you want to QC to become a security forces journeyman, I believe. I think that's what it's called, security forces journeyman. So after you put your time in on flight and you pass your QC, now you're eligible to try out for Raven. So look, go to your supervisor and tell him that you're interested in becoming a Raven. Now, if they move slow, go to the Raven office yourself and tell them that you're interested in becoming a Raven. 9 times out of 10, when you go on your own, you get a little bit more respect from the current Ravens, because it shows that you're taking the initiative with your career. All right, so once you tell the Ravens that you want to become a Raven, they're gonna give you like this packet. And then this packet contains like what to expect, what to do, and you gotta get a whole bunch of signatures. Now this part is a little hazy for me because it's been since like 2013, so I went through this process. So if there's any current Ravens that's watching this video, update me in the comments. So once you get all your signatures, you do everything you're supposed to do. Now it's time to do a PT test with the Ravens. It's like an Air Force PT test, but it's a little bit more strict. So when you do a Raven PT test, you have to break 90 and come all the way up. So you can't do those little pumping push-ups. You gotta go all the way down and all the way up. That's one. And then on the sit-up part, on the Air Force PT test, it's easy. You just touch the bottom of your leg or the bottom of your thigh. With a Raven PT test, you gotta go all the way up towards your knee. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a full sit-up. And then you have to do a 1.5 mile run. So once you pass our PT test, then you go take another PT test. That's the Air Force PT test. The Ravens may be there, they may not, depending on the scheduling. So once you pass both PT tests, now it's time to get you scheduled and you get your pre-Raven dates. Pre-Raven is what you do for 2 weeks before you go to Raven school. Pre-Raven is the hardest part of this whole process because pre-Raven is made to break you mentally, physically, emotionally, to the point where you're considering if you really want to do this. And the reason why it's so tough because if you pass pre-Raven with no problems, then you should pass Raven school with flying colors. And if you're coming from Dover Air Force Base, Delaware, we one of them ones. We one of the top bases with the highest graduation rate. We don't send no weenies to Raven school. So once you pass pre-Raven, now it's time to go to Raven school. Raven school is about 5 weeks. And then you do basically everything that you do in pre-Raven, but just a little bit longer. You got classes in between and all that good stuff. Now, once you graduate Raven school, you get your Raven number. Your Raven number is like a security number, okay? My Raven number is 2230. This for all the old heads that be in my comments tripping. See that Raven number? Raven 2230. So I know what the hell I'm talking about. Getting this Raven number is like the best feeling in the world because you're a part of the elite. Like I said in the beginning, everybody can't do this career field. Well, this job, I should say. And then now you done did everything. You got the Raven number. Now it's time to fly your first mission. And that's another story. So if y'all want my first mission story time, get in the comments. But that's how you become a Raven. Listen, if you went to basic military training and these dorms right here, bro, you an OG. You one of them ones. This building right here is the trenches. Hey, look, if you got bad allergies, bro, this building right here is going to make them 100 times worse. This is how they look on the inside. Now, you see this building right here? That's what the dorms are now. Look how cute and pretty them dorms is, man. Now, look, when I went in, they was transitioning from these dorms to the new ones. So I spent 6 or 7 weeks here, and I spent the last 2 in the new dorms. So like you new airmen that's getting ready to leave, y'all got it made, and this is what you should expect. But the OGs like myself, we came from here right here. 323rd Mustangs, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much or how good you clean this building, it always got dirty. It stayed dirty. In my opinion, I think everybody should be in these dorms right here. Because when other branches see this right here, and they recognize that these are our dorms, that's why we get laughed at, but I ain't tripping. But when you first get to Lackland and you see this right here, you be like, damn, bro, it's rugged. Hey, so I never told y'all about working EC in boot camp in the Air Force. All right, so EC stands for Entry Controller, I believe. And it basically simulates you working on the base and you let somebody on the base, but you're doing it in your dorms. So each shift is like an hour or 2 hours. It's either one of those two. And basically what happened is somebody knocks on your dorm door and then you open up the damn slide door. You see who it is and you have to read out these instructions verbatim off this little poster. 9 times out of 10, whoever is knocking at the door, it's your TI. And most times, they're not just knocking at the door. They are kicking the door. They're trying to rattle you. Hey, so once you open up that slide door, you see who it is. You have to keep your composure and read off everything, all the instructions on that poster while he is yelling at you. Bruh, it's the funniest shit ever, and it's the most nerve-wracking because you never know when that door is going to get banged on. And the worst shift to work is during sleeping hours. Like, just imagine you standing on guard at 1 in the morning, you have sleep, and then you just get some beating on the goddamn door. Listen, when I had to work it, I hated working that shit because when it's time for you to get off, you gotta wake the person up that's after you 30 minutes prior. And sometimes, you know, the people you gotta wake up, they some hard sleepers, bro, and they be playing or they don't want to wake up and no, I ain't doing this today. Nigga, you ain't got no fucking choice. You better get up and get ready for your shift. I ain't gonna lie, when I worked the shift at like 1, 2 in the morning and they came and bang on that door and that dude got to messing with me and yelling at me, I stuttered, bro. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. I was flustered. So whenever I had to do it, bro, I would tell myself, I was like, listen, man, I ain't got time for no bullshit today. You know what I'm saying? Let this be a cool little shift and I can lay back down. Hey, what's some of y'all funny EC stories? Let me know in the comments. I got some very important information for people that's interested in becoming a Phoenix Raven in the Air Force. And to be honest, I can't believe it slipped my mind because this is very, very, very important. If you are a single person with no kids in the Air Force and you're young too, Phoenix Raven is the perfect job for you because you don't have no wife or husband, you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no responsibilities at home. Like, you could fly all the missions you want to. But if you're married with kids, Phoenix Raven is a tough job to have. Like, yeah, the money good and you seeing the word and this and that, but you're spending a lot of time away from your family, bro. And your spouse might be cool with it in the beginning, but as time go on, they gonna become annoyed because it's like you always gone, like you ain't never got no time for the family, and that's real. Like, I done seen my boys come in the office, you know what I'm saying, from flying, and they're like, man, I don't know how I can do this because the spouse ain't happy. Because when you're flying, bro, and doing all these missions, there's a time where there's more missions in a different season than most. Like, for an example, the summertime is prime time for Raven missions. Like, them Iraq runs be booming. And then it's like you'll come home from one mission, you'll have between 12 and 24 hours off, and then you gotta go on another mission. And that can cause some troubles in the household. So to all my married folks, keep that in mind if you're talking about being a Phoenix Raven. Keep that in mind. Military deployments. Let's talk about it. So when you join the military, there is a slight chance that you may deploy. A deployment is basically a 6-month vacation. But now it's basically, you go away for 6 months, not go away, but you go overseas for 6 months and do your job. That's basically what it is. And you know, some of y'all have reached out regarding y'all concerns about deployments, and let me tell you, bro, deploy. A deployment is a time for you to take to yourself, catch up on sleep, get in the best shape of your life, save some money, and just relax and do your job for 6 months. You ain't got to worry about no bills. If you ain't got no roommate or whatever back home, but you ain't got to worry about the drama and stress back at home. You know what I'm saying? This time is for you and to get your mind and body back right. And don't be worried about combat. If you don't have that type of job, then you won't be doing any type of fighting overseas. Especially in the Air Force, bro. You gonna be straight. Hey, I love deployments. I'll deploy right now if I could. But as a Raven, I didn't do deployments. It's called Raven stages. And I was gone for 4 months instead of 6. And with me, as a Raven, you don't work every day. You only work where there is a flight going to a location that requires Raven services. So it may have been times I haven't worked in the whole month. Also, deployments are good for getting away from the BS, the dumb stuff at your squadron. So look, don't be worried about deployments. You're going to be straight. Go as many times as you can, and you're going to be all right, man. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments, and I got you. So during my process of sharing my experience with the military, the top question that I get every day is, do I have to go to war in the Air Force? Do I have to do any combat in the Air Force? And let me go ahead and answer that question for you. Joining the military, there is a small chance. Of course, it's the military, right? But as of May 16th, 2024, tell me what war is going on in the comments. You can't tell me, right? So what makes you think when you join today, you finna go do some combat? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's safe right now. You know what I'm saying? And I get y'all concerned, but if you join the Air Force, you not even go sniff no combat, you know? Like, boots on the ground in Iraq, that's not even the Air Force's MO. We up in the air with it. You know what I'm saying? Is it possible? Yes, but it's very slim. Is it likely? No. You're going to be fine. If you got an office job, you not finna go shoot nothing, bruh. And right now is the perfect time to join the Air Force because they are giving away, they giving you 30K to join the Air Force. And that's all I'm gonna say. Hey, so if you are coming into the Air Force and you're single with no kids, when you graduate basic and tech school and you get to your first duty station, you will be staying in the dorms. Now, this is why the Air Force be getting a lot of hate from the other branches because our dorms are pristine. They're clean. They're new. There ain't no tents and shit. Like our dorms look like apartments damn near. So basically, you would have your own room and own bathroom, but you will share a common area like the kitchen and the living room. So the dorms are on base, so you won't be getting that BAS, which is like grocery money that the Air Force give you in your paycheck. But you will have access to the chow hall when it's open, the gym, and all that good stuff. And you have to stay on base until like you hit senior airman, which is like E4. So you come into the base as an E3, and you gotta stay on base unless you get married or have kids until you're E4. But there is a workaround around that, okay? And I don't want y'all doing this because you can get in trouble for it. Don't be getting married to anybody just to move out the dorms, bruh. Because if you slip up and tell somebody how you got out the dorms, your ass is grass. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, enjoy the dorms. Like, the dorms are lit, okay? You can have parties, you can have visitors, like, it's just like college. Like, the only downfall to living on base is when you get off work, it don't really feel like you off work because you live on base, you know what I mean? But that's the only downfall. Now, the only reason I say take advantage of living on base, because once you move out and you start paying rent, you gonna wish you would have stayed and appreciated them dorms, bruh. Because them bills, they be billing in the Air Force, you know what I mean? Y'all better listen to me, man. Hey, if you getting ready to go to Air Force basic military training between now and let's say October, let me put you on game. Hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate. For the people that's not from Texas, hey, it's hot down here. Like, it get real spicy. It get real toasty down here. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, like, y'all do a lot of activities outside in this heat. Marching, PT, etc. Y'all better be drinking that water. Y'all going to pass out here. Now, I will say, if it's too hot outside, they will adjust, like, the training a little bit. But for the most part, you outside. What also comes with being outside is you sweating. And if you sweating, that means you're going to be musty every day. So don't be that person that don't put on deodorant, bro. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. I gotta tell y'all this because some of y'all don't believe in soap or water and deodorant, or y'all believe in one, not the other. It's embarrassing. You're a grown ass person. Put some goddamn deodorant on. Oh, and when you outside standing at like parade rest or at attention, don't be locking your knees up. Your ass gonna fall out there in that heat. Here's what they don't tell you when it comes to joining the Air Force. Your recruiter can potentially make or break your career before it ever even gets started. And what I mean by that is some recruiters, not all, don't really care about the job that they give you. Because realistically speaking, is a recruiter supposed to know about every single job that's in the Air Force? In my opinion, no. Because, for an example, I didn't know it was a thing called chaplain's assistant. And that's basically a assistant to like the Air Force preacher or minister, something like that. So it's some job that's just gonna fly under the radar, you know what I mean? But yeah, some recruiters set you up for failure. They sell you a fake dream. Let's just use security forces for an example. And the reason I'm using security forces because security forces has a 15K bonus if you sign up for them, you know what I'm saying? So me as a recruiter, knowing that, I'm not a recruiter, but this is how I like to think that they think. I'm going to show you a video of security forces, but I'm not showing you the regular security forces. I'm showing you like PJs, basically like a G.I. Joe type ass video. They're going to show you a video of a motherfucker jumping out of the plane and shit. Can that happen? Yeah, but that's PJ, that's special forces. And you're going to be watching that video, you're going to be like, damn, I can do this in the Air Force? And your recruiter going to be like, hell yeah. So then y'all go through the whole process. You go to basic, go to tech school, and you get to your first base, and you stuck on the damn main gate. And now you mad because you done signed a 6-year contract for security forces and you're stuck at the main gate and you ain't jumping out of planes and all that shit. Now, there are recruiters out there that keep it real with you. Because me, I'm going to tell you, if you want security forces, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be on that gate. You know what I'm saying? But some recruiters don't care. All they care about is getting you enlisted so they can make their quarterly numbers and get these damn quarterly awards. That's all. And once they get you up out of there, it's on to the next. So yeah, ask your recruiter questions about jobs, but also do your research because some of these recruiters don't care, bro. So recently, a lot of people have been reaching out asking me, is it worth joining the Air Force right now in 2024? And here's what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to keep it real with you. If you 18, 19 years old, just graduated high school, don't really want to go to college, don't want to do a trade, you should definitely go. Because me personally, I went to the military at 19 years old. And me, I didn't want to go to school. I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to, I guess, get uncomfortable in a way. And goddamn, that military going to throw you into the most uncomfortable situation ever. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just not what you're used to. Now, if you're in your 20s, your late 20s, your early 30s, and you want to hit the restart button and you don't know what to do, I would consider the Air Force. And especially right now because they giving out hella bonuses for people that's trying to enlist into the Air Force. Now, the reason that is because they're probably running low on people because people are retiring, they're getting out, separating, whatever the case may be. So they got to replace those people. So they want to give you an incentive to join the Air Force. Now, me telling you all this, I'm not no recruiter. I'm just keeping it real. Because if I could leave right now, I really would. I would go. Cause like them 4 to 6 years can drastically change your life for the good, you know, and give you a new foundation for your life. Now, if you're gonna do it right and go to the Air Force. Like all you Navy, Marines, and Army, like y'all cool, but y'all just ain't us. You know what I'm saying? It's all love though.
But Pat, what about combat? I don't want to go to combat.
Bro, you not finna go to war, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. You not gonna go to war. If you're scared, go to church. All right, so one of the questions I get the most is, why did I get out the military? And now, there are 2 instances when I already knew that I wasn't going to do the full 20 years. The first instance I knew I wasn't going to do the full 20 is when I first got to my recruiter. I told him, hey, I'm trying to get in the military, get my life skills, and get on out of here. Now, the second instance, this happened like year 2 or whatever. And I was already in the military. I was established. I was comfortable. X, Y, and Z. So I don't know about all the other branches of the military, but Air Force has this thing called below the zone. And that's when you put on E4 faster than usual, basically. And so in order to get selected for below the zone, you have to submit a package. A package is basically a resume for everything that you're doing or did while in the military for a specific amount of time. And you're going up against other people from the base, right? So at this time, I'm a Raven. And I'm also on a deployment. And I'm gonna be honest with you, being a Raven holds more weight than just being a regular SF member. So I thought. So look, on my package, it has stuff like I done flew around the world with generals. I done flew with Joe Biden. That's when Joe Biden was VP at the time. Like my package was like top notch. Okay, could have won Airman of the Year or some shit like that. That's how pristine my package was. So look, I'm going up against my homegirl, and her package just wasn't as nice as mine. You know what I mean? Like her package was like about how many tickets she wrote, how many expired IDs she done confiscated, you know, shit like that. So me knowing that, I'm like, that's my homegirl, but I got this. Bro, tell me why I lost to her. And I'm talking like, nigga, I lost. And I think one of the reasons were said that she wrote more tickets than me. I'm like, what? So after that, I was like, you know what? This is preposterous. I'm out of here. So look, one of the Air Force's core values is service before self, I believe. Once I lost my homegirl, all that shit went out the window for me. I ain't gonna say I became a dirtbag airman, but I became a dirtbag airman. Like, I wasn't doing things the Air Force way. Like, for an example, I didn't wear my uniform the right way. You know, so I was just doing a little small shit. I wasn't volunteering. I wasn't going to the squadron picnics and all these. I wasn't overextending myself no more for the Air Force. Because I'm thinking you could do all these things, these good things for the Air Force, and you would not get recognized or rewarded, XYZ. So I got stories like these for days. So if y'all want me to keep going, comment, keep going, and I got y'all.